welcome back to a new tutorial video, and this time we are going through the first steps that you will need to perform to get your mercenary crew into a fighting condition. And these steps is a very basic version of what every player should do in the start of the game. Now, first of all, you will need to hire some new mercenaries. You can go to any city and then see, take a look at the crowd that's gathered in the marketplace. Here you can see all the available mercenaries, and we're gonna pick some. This guy is a ex-militia, so I suppose he will have some fighting experience. You can also try them out to see their hidden traits, but this will cost some crowns and we don't have those at the moment. Let's hire this guy. Now be sure to not hire too expensive soldiers in the very beginning, because your crowns are very limited. Let's get a poacher for some ranged support, and let's get another militia fighter. Now this one, no, maybe that guy is a bit too expensive, so we will go with a rat catcher. That is very cheap. So in general, your guys will be killed in battle very quickly, so it's always a good thing to have some reserves. Now these are very ill equipped, as we can have a look at them. For example, Alvin over here doesn't have anything, just some tattered rags and a net. And we will want to increase the chances of survival by giving them a little bit of equipment. Now, where are you gonna get equipment? In a city, in the marketplace usually. You can scroll down here for some arms and armor. In the beginning of the game, it is very important to buy some very basic armor. The price is a very good indication of what a armor is capable of. For example, a padded surcoat, you can see that it has a durability of 50 and reduces your fatigue by 4. So durability is basically the armor points, which act similarly to additional life when hit on the body. And the same goes for head armor, for hits to the head, because hits to the head do increase damage. It is very important to have head armor on even a basic one on most of you guys. So now let's get some padded surcoats, like so. This one as well. This is a little bit of a better armor, but it's damaged. So you can see the little percentage number here is 46%. We will still buy it and then repair it ourselves. And let's get some head armor as well. And this very small shield. So what else do we need? We could try a pitchfork. That is a two-handed weapon, and that can be used from the back row. So you can basically have somebody with a shield in front and then somebody with a pitchfork fighting over them from the back. That can be very handy, because then you can save on equipment for the guy in the back and just have them basically naked, because he won't be exposed to any danger, except when the enemy starts shooting at you. So let's head back out to the marketplace, take a look at the armorer. And what you really want in the beginning of the game is having at least wooden shields for all of your frontline guys, because a shield increases melee and range defense and increases your survivability by an insane amount. So make sure to get enough shields in the early game, because that's a real lifesaver. Now let's head over to our roster view. Make sure to select and put your guys into the back line, depending on their equipment. For example, with the guy with a bow, you want to put him in the back line. Guy with the crossbow as well. And this way, now our crew will appear in combat just as this. So these guys will be in front and these in the back. Now let's take a look at them and hand out some equipment. You should have a decent shield. Get a helmet on. There you go. Now for Alvin the Pale, we're gonna give him this armor, like so. Helmet, there you go. He still needs some kind of weapon, which we will get in a second. Vendel the Butcher is already well equipped, as well as Hakon the Berserker. And you can maybe exchange the helmets or anything at a later point. but we don't need to do that right now. So we are still missing one weapon, and we are going back to the marketplace and get a spear. A spear is a very, very good weapon in the early game because it gives a huge amount, a huge bonus to hit. And that is one of the main problems in the beginning of the game, that your guys are not hitting very well. Now let's equip the spear and take a look at the skills. Now here you have the thrust skill, which does rather little damage, but has a 20% chance increased hit. And that is huge in the beginning, with this guy having 49 melee skill. So his chance to hit somebody will be increased from 50 to 70. And that is actually massive. Now we're gonna give Hakon, because he has a two-handed weapon, no shield, we will give him a better armor. And here we go. Now we are basically set for our first fight. We can drag these around as well. And we are basically ready to go. Now what we are looking at is what we're going to do in the world. Now on the top left corner you have some contracts that you can take a look on. Now your crew, you can only take on one contract at a time. So let's take a look at this one. Here we'll see a description of what you will have to do and a character telling you about the contract. Now this guy wants to find us, wants us to find a location, a toppled watchtower, and he will give us some rough directions, and we will have to head out into the world and find this location. Let's ask him what he's going to pay. And now he says he will pay us 300 crowns, and we can ask for more. We can ask for more payment in advance, decline or accept the offer. And when we ask for more, there's a chance that he will give us some more money, but there's also a chance to reduce the reputation that we have with him. So you shouldn't overdo it, because at some point they will get annoyed with you and take off the contract. And on the very top in the middle you can see a skull, and that is the difficulty of the contract. So one skill is a decent contract for your crew, and 3 skulls is very, very hard contract, and you should definitely stick to 1 skull contract in the early game. Now here's a summary of what you have to do. Find the toppled watchtower and then get your reward for it. Let's think about it a little bit. Let's take a look at another contract. Now this is the short version that we jump to. It tells us to follow the tracks of some beasts near the city, of some thieves, and return a demonic statue that has been stolen. Let's take on this contract. And now we have our first contract to bring back a demonic statue to the city of Norrestead. And this will include a fight against some bandits or robbers. And I think we are okay equipped for this fight. And we shall take it on. So let's leave the city. We will go into the combat in the next episode, but one more thing about the world of Battle Brothers is that you will be able to encounter all kinds of things in the wild. So when you're going somewhere, you can find hidden ruins and secret locations and treasure huts that you can plunder, and bandit outposts that put up a really rough fight. And you can also find some legendary locations that have very extremely unique quest lines with very special rewards at the end of them. So there's a lot of exploration to do. You don't have to stick to contracts. You can go out into the world, fight enemies that roam the world, scavenge through locations, attack forts, and so on.